Well, much more laid-back day today. We only have one starter on the calendar. That's Bella Dale. Yesterday we had 4 on the calendar, but yet 5 starters with the fair race of Dune. We'll talk about all those starters yesterday in just a minute. It is odd getting back into the swing of things, dropping kids off at school and going to the barn. Amy took Addie and Ollie to St. Barnabas. I dropped Dave off at Walsh. And I'm heading into the barn now. It's just right on 8 o'clock in the morning. And it's, as I said, an odd transition, right? You have all these different feelings. So last night I was tired. It was so weird. I got home from Kentucky, waited 2 hours, and then went to drive at Northfield Park. I was happy with Winter Soldier. We'll talk about him in a minute also. But as I said, the transition it's weird. There's a sale tomorrow, the Ohio sale. I don't think I'm going to be there. I have to go down to Kentucky to go with Exky and then come back to race at night at Northfield Park again. A number of horses getting ready to qualify. You'll see some of those horses qualify over the next 2 weeks. Trosa will be the first one. He'll go tomorrow, I believe. And then we have a good 4, 5, 6 to qualify the week after. I can't go with them either, as the boys go next Wednesday, Superway Boitano, and I'm hopeful we can get Travel Blog in also. I'm going to leave tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the morning to go down to Kentucky. I should be there around 10:30 or so, and I want to train Travel Blog last trip. As I said to Eric, let's go a real good mile with him, see how he feels. The only kicker is he doesn't train that good by himself. So he's going to have to be on his best behavior tomorrow. We'll see how he trains. We'll go a good mile with him, see how he goes, and then decide what Wednesday, the week after, looks like. You may see him start in a Wildcat there. Now, getting to yesterday. Got up in the morning, dropped Dave off at school, made my way down to Kentucky. I raced Superway now. We had an open bridle on Superway, and I wish we had just put cheek rolls on him now. It was ultimately, Eric asked me about my thoughts. He had a closed bridle with holes cut in it, which we use quite a bit, which is fine. We went from a straight closed bridle to an open bridle with Superway. And, although I wouldn't call him immature, he is a baby. And all these things are new to him. And when we were going up to the gate, there was a couple of horses coming in behind him. I didn't want to kind of charge at the gate. I wanted to just bring him up into position nice and easy. And as the 2 horses went by me, he kind of lost his mind a little bit, got out of gear and made a break. I didn't panic. I just let him float up into position, leaving out of there. I was still left behind maybe 5 lengths. And he settled down in last. Very moderate fractions for that class. And when I moved him in the last turn, he trotted hard all the way around the last turn. I moved him over again at that lane. He trotted by the horses beside him to finish second. It wasn't an explosive move. No, it wasn't an explosive move. But it was a decent move. He raced well, and I was rather happy to see him do his work much better. The break at the gate, he's not really known for that. That's not really his thing. You don't generally have to watch him at the gate. But yesterday, I should have saw that coming with the 2 horses coming in behind me. I could see him looking at them, out of the corner of his eye, looking at both of them. And of course, if he's looking at them, he's not looking straight ahead. He's not focused on his game, and I should have recognized that coming in. Anyway, he raced good, finished second. Boitano was bumpy the whole way. Usually come up to the gate nice and slow. As they go to Guetta there, you can just kind of coast out of there with the gate. But that gear to get him there just he didn't seem comfortable at that speed. That transitional speed. It just felt to me like we were just going to have to let him sail up in 3rd gear or 4th gear. But that was kind of him the whole way. He scoped clean, both of them did. A little tired today. Scoped clean, they both did. But I suspect we're going to find something in the blood of Boitano. Eric did make note yesterday. He said, this guy usually wears a lower degree and a longer toe. We did shoe him 4 days ago. I would think 4 days shouldn't pose a problem. as far as sensitivity in his feet, but if he just likes going with a longer toe, then yes, I suppose that could play a role for sure. So it's something we're going to keep an eye on, but Boitano ended up 5th, trotting in 59. I think the way the race set up was for him to go to the winner's circle. He just didn't have the pop or spark in him yesterday that he needed. But not a horrible mile, just a mile 59. As I was on my way back to Ohio, got to watch Dune race. Dune raced very, very well, winning her division easy. We dropped her down in class, and she won the class that she was in quite easily. That reminds me, I have to get my fingerprints done for Michigan right now. If you have any shares, more than 4 shares of Dune, you'll need to be licensed for Michigan. So reach out to me, please, and let me know if that is an issue for you at all, and we'll work to fix it quickly. So Dune was an easy winner. Looked very good doing it. Bulldog Bell, hard to believe you got to go in 51-4 to finish second in a grassroots event. Isn't that hard to believe? Here's a filly that's paced 51 twice now and is yet to take an official 2-year-old lifetime mark. That is really hard for me to grasp. Under scope, tiny little specks of blood, some mucus there, mixed in, I guess not shocking. Everybody keeps asking, well, can we not go gear on her to get her straight? Guys, just relax. He added a Murphy blind last night. She's got a lot going on right now. And if we start putting big roller burrs on her and everything else, it could cause a bigger problem, right? I want to be able to, as I said to Dominic, and I said to one of our clients, we need to be able to manage this filly in a consistent way. Every time I talk to James or Mark, don't worry about the running in. It's not a big deal. A head pole was not going to get her to the winner's circle last night. I can assure you of that. That horse that won the race won it pretty easily, and I was very happy with Bulldog Bell. It's hard to believe that we would even talk about being disappointed in a filly that's paced down twice in 151 as a 2-year-old to no avail. No winner's circle photos, but raced very, very good. We closed out our night with Winter Soldier. I'll load the videos for him, the video from the glasses for him in just a minute. I was not particularly pleased with his performance. He won the race. He looked very good. I should say he looked very good. On TV, he might have looked okay. I don't know whether it was the track or blood work or his feet bugging him. He just had no pop last night whatsoever. None. Like zero. And I can't really put my finger on it. I guess the good news is I don't think there's any lameness issues going on. But he just feels like a portion of 4th gear is all he can give you. So it was odd. But at the same time, when the horse can put in let's say, mechanically a subpar performance and still win the race, it's always a good thing. So we'll take the win, say thank you, and move on. Jason hit it right in the head, draw blood on him today, see what's going on with him. We do have a couple of horses we need to work on right now at the barn. Yo Mister being one, Winter Soldier, even though he won last night, being another. These are horses we have to continue to kind of screw them down tight, get to where, figure out what's going on with them. As we turn a couple of horses out, we turn Waney out this week. We turned Leland Hanover out just for a very, very short rest, as we have a ton of horses now getting ready to qualify. Woodmere Betcha trained the other day, very good. Jason updated me. He said, I didn't want to bother you on Gold Cup Day. He said we trained a lot of horses in the race bike, and they all trained very, very good. The one that he talked about the most actually was Woodmere Betcha and how good she trained. Captain Incredible trained very good also. So I'm excited to hear that they're ready to go and they're back going good. As you know, Dayton is about to start, our Southern Ohio barn that we only kind of dabbled with last year is going to be a little stronger this year. We're going to have a few more horses down there, a few more horses ready to go, namely the ones that I just mentioned. So with that, Monday is out of the way. Old Home Week is over, right? And it's almost like when I was in school. That's the feeling I have right now. When I was in school, when Old Home Week ended, the summer was over, right? And that's kind of the feeling I'm left with, even though fall is a month away, I think, or at least a few weeks. I'm left with that, excuse me, I'm left with that same feeling that summer is over. So looking forward to some of the sales. These came in, these are starting to come in the mail now. This is the blooded horse sale tomorrow. Maybe I will take a little. walk through. I won't be able to look at any of the horses tomorrow. I don't have time. But maybe I'll have a look at the catalog a little bit. So a lot of people asking, what about the sales? What are we doing? I am going to have a call with John today, a text with John today about that very thing. And we will figure it. Well, we already have a rough idea. We'll figure out what we're doing moving forward. I did note over the last 2 days, and I think it's important for all of you to pay very close attention to the sale board that is on our site. A number of our clients, I had a great conversation with Randy last night about them. They were dumping a lot of shares of horses. He said, Anthony, it's as simple as this. I don't want any overnight horses. If the horses can't do at least a Stallion Series, Buckeye Series, Grassroots, we're just going to move them. Which is, good that they can do that so definitively, and at the price they sold them at. It gave all of our clients, a rare opportunity to get involved in a horse for pennies on the dollar, to be quite frank. There's nothing wrong with Leland Hanover. Well, the horse raced all summer. He is not his brother, Better's Wish, but he's a decent horse, and I fully expect him to have a very good fall and winter as an overnight horse. But when it comes to Randy and his dad and a number of other clients like them, they just simply don't want overnight horses. Where there's many of you that don't want yearlings, that only want overnight horses. Leland Hanover with 3 or 4 wins, is paced in 52, no lameness whatsoever. This is the type of horse that we're on the lookout for, and he's in our barn. So for our overnight clients out there, right now, as the sales start to get close, you are going to find a number of the Randys in our barn, a number of the people in our barn that don't want overnight horses, just selling those shares. And there's an opportunity for people to get involved at a pretty affordable price point, I'm going to be honest. So lots going on with the barn, lots going on with the horses. Not as much going on with me today. I'm going to take today to maybe catch up on some of that sleep I've been looking for. Yes, I will. Anyway, take care, everybody. I hope you have a great start to your Tuesday. It is a beautiful day here in northeastern Ohio, 67 degrees Fahrenheit, which is, what is it? It's about, 16, 17? I'm guessing here, 32 is 35, 17 degrees Celsius. So, take care, have a wonderful day. I will talk to you all later on.